UFC Baku. Rafael Fiziev is main eventing here once again against Manuel Torres. Of all the cards that could be in the Apex, at least like fight card wise, this one probably should have been there, but yeah, I guess we're in Azerbaijan. You guys know the drill at this point. We start with the early prelims, we end with the main event, we give a prediction and breakdown for every single fight. Let's get straight into it. First up, we have Tahir Abdullayev versus Jefferson Nascimento. I'm going to be taking Nascimento here. I'm not going to go too in-depth because both of these guys are pretty unproven debutants, but I'm taking Nascimento just because he fought at a better promotion, and Abdullayev is kind of just a can crusher from a small Middle Eastern promotion where all of the people that he's fought against look like they're just complete tards. Not that the people that Nascimento is fighting are much better, but you know, it is what it is. You know, I'm basing a lot of my prediction off of that one simple thing. Nascimento fought in the LFA. He looked a little bit better, a little bit sharper, at least less plotty on the feet. Yeah, that's about it that I have for this one. There's not much that you can really go off of. People that I do see breaking this down, like, I don't understand how they're like coming to a certain conclusion when in reality it's like we don't really know because we haven't really seen these guys fight anybody of any substance before. So I'll take Nascimento. Decently well-rounded. He looked okay on the feet, fought in the LFA rather than a small Middle Eastern promotion. We're taking Nascimento here by decision. Up next on the card, we have Beksat Almakhan versus John Matsumoto. I have no idea why this is this far down on the card. This is like low-key one of the better fights on here. Like, if anything, this should be like borderline the co-main event if I had to choose. I'm gonna take Beksat Almakhan by decision or early TKO here. The problem that I have with Matsumoto is that he's very reluctant at times, and not actually just at times. Like, for the majority of his fights, it seems that he's very aware of what's going on, but he's reluctant to like try and capitalize on certain situations. He does a good job of mixing in grappling. He had a close fight with Rob Font. He does a good job in the striking. He's defensively responsible. And on the other hand, I'm taking Almakhan because I think that most people, when they fight Beksat, they kind of get their bell rung immediately, and I don't think that's gonna do well for the confidence of John Matsumoto when he's already a very reluctant fighter. When he gets his bell rung, as everyone does against Beksat, I think that's only gonna make him even more reluctant to try and mix things up, maybe get a takedown. I just don't think that it's gonna do well on the mental aspect of things, and I really do trust in Beksat's ability to mix in grappling or defensive grappling if he needs to. I think that on the feet, I think he's gonna be on another level where he's gonna be able to pick his shots a little bit better. John's not gonna be having as much output, so I think it gives more opportunity for Almakhan to kind of hunt him down. And he hurts everybody. I mean, he hurt Umar Nurmagomedov. He spun Alexandre Topuria's head around at one point. Didn't really do much because the Topuria brothers are made out of like steel, but that's the way that I see it. I think Almakhan's gonna kind of set the pace early with one of those big overhands that he throws. I think Matsumoto's gonna be on the back foot from there. Maybe at some point he tries to wrestle and it doesn't work out for him. And then from there, he kind of has to make up a game plan on the fly and it just doesn't work out for him. We're gonna take Almakhan. I think he's an underdog pick if I remember correctly. I don't have many of those on this card, but he's a slight underdog. I'm gonna take him here by decision or early TKO, but we'll see. Up next on the card, we have Daniil Donchenko versus Theodore Bergeron. I'm going to take Donchenko. I haven't really seen anybody not take Donchenko, to be fair. Kind of a wild pace style of fighter. Bergeron is more of a pretty kind of light on the feet, throwing kicks, trying to pick his shots very selectively. He is coming in on short notice too, and that stylistically just does not work for me. I can't trust that you're going to be light and pretty on the feet. Didn't have a camp coming up to this fight. You just stepped in on short notice. I can't trust it. You're going in there against a pressure style of fighter with no real, like, you have to make up a game plan right before when, you know, this fight is happening. I'm gonna take Donchenko. I'm gonna take him by TKO in the first or second round. His pressure style of fighting tends to get to most people that he's in there with. I don't think Bergeron's bad. I think he's good. I think that if he does lose this, it is gonna be a case where it's like, all right, let's give this guy the full 8 weeks, give him a full camp and see how he turns turns out, because he does look good. He looks calculated. He looks like he really can hang with some of these guys in the UFC. So kind of a crappy matchup that they're throwing him, but it is what it is. I'll take Donchenko by first or second round TKO. Up next, we have Konoff Lee versus Javier Reyes. I'm taking Reyes. I don't think that he's good, and that should just tell you what I think of Konoff Lee. I don't think Konoff Lee is good. I think when he does mix in grappling, it is weak, and he can't land ground and pound for like the life of him. He literally can't land ground and pound. I don't know what it is. Like, he refuses, or he like can't hold like top position in a dominant way and like get far side wrist control and then like land an elbow. Like, he can't do any of that. He just can't land shots on top position, which is usually where like he's better, is the grappling, because on the feet he's not good at all. And Javier Reyes, again, pressure style of fighter, again, much like Donchenko, not as calculated. I think Javier Reyes is kind of a jackass, just running at you and throwing hooks until it lands. The best chance that Konoff Lee has is by taking his back, I guess. But even then, like, he loses scrambles at such a high rate that he could take his back and then just immediately lose it somehow, and he's getting his face pounded in, or he's getting submitted. I just can't trust it. I don't think he's good. He lost his last fight, clearly. I don't know who he had to suck off backstage in order to get his hand raised. Like, it might have been multiple people that he was blowing backstage to get his hand raised, because that was atrocious, and I don't see it here for him. I don't think he's good. I don't think that Javier Reyes is good either, but, you know, it is what it is. Why the f*** is this fight above Bekzat Almakhan and John Matsumoto? I have no idea. $7 billion company, by the way. Moving on. Up next on the card, we have Nursultan Rusaboyev versus Andre Pulyaev. I'm going to take Rusaboyev here by decision. I think that's kind of the general consensus here, is that Pulyaev does a very good job of staying alive. He does a good job of circling. As we saw in the Ateba-Gautier fight, everyone thought that Ateba was just going to knock his head clean off inside of the first round. It didn't end up happening because I think Ateba has never seen an opponent that just circles off the fence, which is like the most typical, normal thing for fighters to do. But even then, he still got outlanded. When it did line up and Gautier was able to line up a straight right hand or an overhand or that lead hook, he was getting lit up. Like, when the cage did get cut off, it was over. Like, he was getting lit up. Not over in the sense that he was getting KO'd. He was getting outlanded. So at what point is it like, do we credit your ability to stay alive? And at what point do we say like, okay, like, you're staying alive, but also you don't have really any output here? So that's why I'm taking Nursultan Rusaboyev. He does a good job of cutting the cage off. I think that he can work in clinches, grappling. He's super tall for the division. I think he's going to do a good job of cutting the cage off. I think he's going to be able to land shots, especially the straight right hand that he has. When Pulyaev does kind of square up against the fence, he's not able to circle out as he likes to. I think he is going to get lit up. I think it's only normal that that's going to happen, and he has a good enough chin to stay alive, so that's why I have Nursultan Rusaboyev here by decision. I don't think Pulyaev is, I think he's getting a little bit too much credit for the Ateba thing. Like, oh, you stayed alive against Ateba, but at the end of the day, it's like he just drills, you know, normal shit that you would drill for a camp against Ateba. Just circle off the fence. Stay away from his power hand. Don't let him square up to you. Don't let him cut the cage off. I mean, it shouldn't be that hard, you know? But I mean, apparently it's a really big deal because, you know, whatever. I'm taking Rusaboyev here by decision, but I don't think very highly of him either, to be quite honest with you. I think that even the Dustin Stoltzfus fight that he had was kind of underwhelming. But anyways, who gives a you know what I mean? So we're going to move on from this. Rusaboyev by decision. Up next on the card, we have Abdul Rahman Yakiayev versus Julius Walker. I mean, I'm not going to spend long on this either. I'm taking Yakiayev by submission in the first round. There is a little bit of like a question mark here, though. I think a lot of people are just throwing that out like, oh, he's going to submit him in the first round. It's over. Like, yeah, sure. That's fair. That is what I'm going to be predicting too. I'm pretty sure Julius Walker has never been taken down. I will say that. His takedown defense is pretty damn good. But at the same time, Yakiayev seems to be able to do whatever the hell he wants with everybody. If you haven't seen a Yakiayev fight, he typically starts out kind of relaxed, bouncy, takes his time, waits for the adrenaline to kind of set, and then he's in on you, getting you to a body lock, slamming you, just getting you down, and then from there, it's ground and pound into submissions. I don't trust Julius Walker, dude, at all. I mean, what else can I say? He literally just got flatlined, by the way, by Dustin Jacoby, like really bad. From what I remember, by the way, that was a really bad late stoppage. Am I correct on that? Stop the fight, stop the fight, stop the fight, ref. What is he looking at? Good Lord. It was a late stoppage. I mean, like, why the f is he back, you know? I don't know. I don't trust it. I'm taking Yakiayev. He's like a minus 20 million favorite. Who cares? Moving on. Up next on the card, we have Farman Hassanov versus Eric Nolan. Kind of a weird stylistic matchup here. I'm going to be taking Hassanov by submission. No, I'm going to be taking Hassanov by TKO. Ground and pound TKO. To be specific. So Eric Nolan's boxing in this is gonna outshine Hassanov's stand-up for sure. Hassanov is kind of just a hook merchant on the feet. But then once he is able to get you down and he has decent entries to his wrestling, he has good chain wrestling. He's able to switch from single legs to double legs. If he wants to go cable grip, he can go to body locks. He's really good when he does enter into grappling sequences, but that's not where the worry is. It's when he gets you down. He has the ability to land ground and pound at such a high rate. And it's not like pitter patter Khamzat Chimaev ground and pound. It's like trying to kill you Conor and Khabib, like let's talk now, like mean ground and pound. And from what we've seen, no one can stop it. So, I mean, you know, like, if I haven't seen anything else, then why would I expect any different? But Eric Nolan is going to be better on the feet. He's sharper on the feet. He has good hands. He's defensively responsible. But I don't know if I trust the takedown defense. I don't know if I trust him to be on bottom position and be able to hip escape, get out, put feet on the hips, kick him off, get back up to the feet over and over and over, because Hassanov is just going to be that persistent in trying to get the takedown and trying to ground and pound him or hunt a submission even. I don't know if I trust it. I don't know if I trust it for Eric Nolan. I'm going to go Hassanov. I'm going to take him by ground and pound TKO in the first or second round. Eric Nolan does have a shot to light him up on the feet early, though. I will say that. Who knows, but I'm taking Hassanov. We'll see how it goes. Up next, we have Abus Magomedov versus Mikhail Oleksiejczuk. I'm taking Abus Magomedov, and I don't like that because I love Mikhail Oleksiejczuk fights because it's either he dies or he kills somebody, and that's awesome. But I want to say something that I noticed. Abus Magomedov, the story is that he gets tired. Oh my God, he has one round to fight, and then he's toast. He only has one round, and then all of a sudden he's like hands on his knees, can't breathe. That only has happened in the US. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means in terms of elevation specifically either. But I can tell you one thing. We are definitely not in the US. Azerbaijan is a long way away from the US. So I'm gonna bank on him having a gas tank. I'm gonna bank on him not being a fucking retard, letting Mikhail Oleksiejczuk pin him up against the fence and land a bomb over the top. I'm gonna bank on Abus being smart, circling off the cage, landing those nice teeps, working in grappling, making Mikhail really work to find that one bomb that he wants to land and win by decision. I think he does have a grappling edge, like by a landslide, actually. I don't think Mikhail Oleksiejczuk's jiu-jitsu at all on the ground is good. I mean, we saw it against, Kevin Holland was able to lock up, I think it was an arm bar, if I remember right. After Kevin Holland, by the way, he was like, got his head spun around, drops onto his back, is like borderline unconscious, and and Mikhail just like throws his arm into an arm bar. It's like, bro, do we not, we never drilled this before? But anyways, it sucks because I do like Mikhail Oleksiejczuk. He's technically a fighting nerd. You know, another thing that pissed me off though, by the way, I said like he kills somebody or he dies. Finish Marc-Andre Barrio. You know what I mean? Like, dude, didn't that guy like borderline die the fight before that? Dustin Stoltzfus. Oh, that was a while ago though. But anyway, you know what I mean? Put that guy away, bro. You're supposed to be the power-punching Polish power guy, you know? Yeah, we're taking Abus Magomedov specifically by decision here. I think he's going to out-grapple him and get it done that way. So, yeah, moving on from that. Up next on the card, we have Bruno Ferreira versus Ikram Alaskarov. I'm gonna take Ikram. I don't like that. I don't want to choose anybody in this because I don't trust either of these f***s. Bruno Ferreira, I think, is overrated. A little bit. Actually, not in this, though, is it? Because he's an underdog, huh? Yeah, pretty big underdog. That's weird, because Ikram sucks. So open to specifically the uppercut. Like, hey, dude, you have 2 losses in your career. And before that, like, when you do get your bell rung, guess what it's to? A fucking uppercut. Drill it. When he got knocked out by Chimaev back in the day, it was an uppercut. Hey, guy, first thing you should be doing is learning how to defend that and not let it happen again. And then he fights Robert Whittaker down the line. Guess what he gets knocked out by? An uppercut. Are we not drilling this? And Ferreira does throw weird combinations. Not weird combinations, but he throws extended combinations where he'll feint mid-combination, he'll throw an uppercut with a hook and then straight shots, or he mixes things in well with that. He's too plotty, though. He's too slow. He, like, really needs to, like, stick his feet in the ground. He's hittable. I don't like that. I really don't like that. And he's chinny. Both of these guys are chinny, though. You know what I mean? Alaskarov does have a wrestling advantage. I do think that could be the pit of his doom if he does want to work in the grappling. I think Ferreira's strong suit is actually his grappling off of his back. I don't like this. I don't want to talk about this. This is ruining my vibe for the whole video. It's trying to pick a winner between these two. Good lord. Yeah, I'm not talking about it. Alaskarov's going to work in the grappling. He might get caught in a submission at some point, and then he maybe barely gets out. He's able to win on the feet because Bruno Ferreira needs to really set his feet in the ground to throw. Then he loses over 15 minutes. We'll take Alaskarov by decision. Up next on the card, we have Asu Almabayev versus Charles Johnson. I'm going to take Almabayev here. It's pretty simple ideology, or not even ideology, like philosophy of how Charles Johnson fights go. It's like, at least like if you're his opponent, it's like, okay, do you want to win or lose? Well, you want to win. Okay, well, just keep moving forward. It doesn't matter what comes back your way. He can't do anything. You just run at him and you make him keep moving backwards. Chalk it. The guy, you start walking at this guy and just keep moving him in a backwards, in a straight line, in a circle, whatever it is. He turns into a full-blown tart. Nothing is going on in his head. Guy starts walking at him, throwing punches. He's just walking backwards, getting lit up, shoot takedowns, whatever you want to do. And also Almabayev is a pressure style grappler. He's going to only move forward. He's going to be shooting takedowns, not going to let any of these like weak counter shots hit him like clean. Almabayev should win this over 15 minutes pretty handedly, or even get a submission at some point. Yeah, Almabayev sucks to watch though, dude. This guy, you know what I mean? Like this guy sucks. I hate watching Almabayev fights. Moving on, by the way. Matter of fact, I don't want to talk about that. Charles Johnson is helpless moving backwards. Almabayev only moves forwards, and he only shoots takedowns, and he's boring as f. He's gonna shoot takedowns, be boring as f, and move forward. So he wins. Moving on. Up next on the card, we have Nazim Sadikov versus Mateus Camilo. Oh my god, I hate this. I'm gonna take Sadikov or Sadikov, whatever you, however the f you say it, you know? He always, the ways that he wins, it's always, oh, he's getting f***ed up. Oh my god, he's really getting lit up right now. He's gonna lose. And then he f***ing flatlines the guy. And you're like, oh, well, what just happened? Mateus Camilo is the same way, not necessarily, like the same in that he's kind of a brutal finisher type of a guy. He has like a very pretty style of fighting, but it's much more like brutal than it is pretty. It's weird. It's a weird kind of a style. But both guys are finishing types. But the way that I see this going is that Camilo's going to be looking to land one of those big shots. It's going to clip Sadikov at some point, and it is going to be one of those come back from behind type of a victory. The thing that Sadikov does really well is he rolls with shots really well. We saw it against Nicholas Mata. He got his bell rung, and then all of a sudden, he's up against the fence. He has like this Philly shell, and he's rolling with shots back and forth. Stays alive, gets a KO. I think it's going to be very similar to that. And when you do get into those like types of barn burner fights with Sadikov, and you light him up, but you can't put him away, you better start watching out because he's coming for you, and he's gonna get a finish because it's all he does is get up, and then all of a sudden the next minute you're out cold sniffing your own nutsack. I see that happening again. I do think this is going to be a fun fight. I'm kind of stoked for this because when was the last time you saw a boring Nazim Sadikov fight? But yeah, I mean, that's the way that I see it. This is kind of a car crash waiting to happen, so there's not much really to break down necessarily. I will say one thing. He's very open to the body and to his legs. If you want to talk about like specifics, he's always like very responsibly sound up high. He has a very high guard. He'll go to that Philly shell if he gets pinned up against the fence. That just leaves his calves open and his legs and his body. Like if you're Mateus Camilo and you pin him up against the fence and he does that thing where he kind of just stands there and waits for you to throw so he can throw a counter shot or he can roll, just start blasting low kicks, switch kicks to the body, teeps. That's the path to victory against Sadikov in this matchup. But who knows? That could not happen. So anyways, moving on from that. Up next on the card, we have Michel Pereira versus Shara Magomedov. I'm not going to break this down very much. I don't care. I couldn't care less, actually. I'm realizing. This makes me more mad than the Bruno Ferreira and Ikram Aliskerov fight. This just pisses me off. I don't give a f. Michel Pereira, retire. 5 minutes of fighting him. He looks like shit every time he comes out. Looks like a complete fucking retard. Every time he comes out here. Got 2 minutes. Oh, whoa! He threw a flying knee. Third, fourth minute comes and he's just like, give me 1 sec. Just like slowly plodding around. Oh, 5 minutes later, whoa! Another flying knee. Uh-oh, that one almost landed. Jackass. Complete jackass. Shara only fights in the Middle East, and I think it is like he's only allowed to fight like in Asia. Yeah, that's lame as bro. Like, Shara has shown the ability to go 15 minutes. He does a very good job on the back foot. I wouldn't say that he's very good. I would just say that this matchup suits him very well. Michel Pereira's gonna have 2 to 3 big bursts per round, and then outside of that, you just sit on the back foot and keep throwing those fluttery inside low kicks, throw some teeps here and there, work on a jab, and you win. Michel Pereira is a total f***ing tard. He should retire, and if he doesn't, cut him. I'm over breaking down this guy's fights because everyone knows what you're getting. Oh, wow. Yep. There's the flying knee. Wow. Oh, he did a backflip. By the way, remember when he knocked a guy out with a backflip? Like, Michel Pereira landed a nice shot. Guy rolled to his back. He did a backflip, kneed him in the face while the guy was on the ground. And they were like, oh, yeah, it's over. It's like, hello? That's illegal. You can't do that. You can't knee or kick the guy when he's laying down. Against the rules, but they gave it to him because the UFC loves this guy for whatever reason. Anyways, I'm just mad now. Anyway, let's get to the main event. Rafael Fiziev versus Manuel Torres. I'm going to be taking Manuel Torres. I made the mistake of saying that Manuel Torres was going to lose to Grant Dawson because Grant Dawson's a really good wrestler. Yes, I know. I have downs. I'm specifically though, for this, the way that I see Fiziev getting knocked out eventually is going to be the straight right hand. Fiziev does not do a good job of pulling away from straight shots, especially against longer opponents. And opponents who are longer and have like extreme power, by the way, like Mauricio Hoofy, he does a really bad job. And even in the Hoofy fight, Fiziev, before the finishing sequence, the way that Fiziev got finished was he went to parry a jab low. Mauricio Hoofy had just feinted the jab and then gone upstairs. So the parry went down. He went to grab the jab, saw the right hand coming, went to pull away, as he always does, by the way, even prior to the feint, and got clipped and put out. Prior to that happening, that same exact sequence happened, but he just didn't feint the jab to the body. Hoofy didn't feint the jab to the body. Still landed clean. All the straight shots that Hoofy was able to land in that fight, like the rate that the percentage that he landed those shots at was through the roof. And Manuel Torres does a very good job of landing those types of shots. And the way that you lose to Fiziev is you make it a Muay Thai kickboxing style of fight where you go out and you go kick for kick. He's throwing switch kicks to the body. You're trying to go high with kicks like Bahamondes did, because Bahamondes is also quite literally retarded. Yeah, let's go kick for kick with Rafael Fiziev. It's a great idea, Bahamondes. Brain dead. Completely brain dead. Manuel Torres isn't going to do that. He's going to take his time. He's going to pick his shots. He's going to wait for Fiziev to kind of trudge into range as he does with his tall Muay Thai stance. He's going to wait for the kicks. He's going to block him, and he's going to eventually land one of those brutal, devastating shots. And another thing that I want want to add is when Torres does throw that right hand, he throws in combination, and whilst he's throwing in combination, he cuts an angle with it too. Like, that's the way that he knocked out Grant Dawson, was he threw in combination and he countered, but he was also stepping off into kind of a weird spot where it was an angle that most people like aren't used to being hit at. It was a weird sequence where he threw like under the guard, over the guard, around the guard. It's sequences like that where I don't trust Fiziev, especially the way that he backs up with his head straight in the air against these right hands, and he thinks that he can get out of the way, like the way that he does with the head kicks. Like, he's very good of getting out of the way with head kicks, where he leans all the way back, his guard's down, and it looks like he's in the Matrix. And then you try and do it against these longer guys with extreme power, and it's like, dude, you're gonna get clipped, bro. I mean, even the Justin Gaethje fights are a great example of this. Like, Gaethje's not going kick for kick. He'll throw a few low kicks out there here and again, but he's gonna get to where he's good. He's gonna go throw that offbeat 1-2, the overhand over the top. He's gonna get on the inside. He's gonna want a dirty box, land uppercuts in close. He's gonna get to where he's good. He's not gonna play into Fiziev's gameplay. And I don't think that Manuel Torres is gonna do that. I think Manuel Torres is gonna go to where he's good, and he's gonna use his length, and he's gonna land one of those power right hands, and Fiziev's gonna get wobbled and put away inside of the first 2 rounds, I think. That's the way that I see it, but there is a reality where Fiziev is able to land like a liver kick, and, you know, all hell breaks loose. Who knows? That's why we watch. I'm gonna be up at 6 a.m. watching this so yeah, it's gonna be a fun one. But I appreciate you guys. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.